Beastie Boy fan. I know you are. You better be. Huh? Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
The setup that you did for the two rosters, did you want to have the returners against
I
them?
literally had nothing to do with that.
No?
That was all Jack Murphy.
Okay.
And so Jack surprised me, and obviously I love my staff and give them a ton of freedom. So whatever they felt most comfortable with, I was gonna let it roll.
What do you hope to see, and what did you see?
I mean, I think what you're hoping to see is you're building habits and you're getting a comfort with the way we play. To be honest with you, that's the longest, extended scrimmage we've had. We do a lot of things, 4 possessions, 5 possessions, 10 possessions, 20 possessions, 8 minutes on the clock. But to go 20 minutes, so just to see us get in the flow and get up and down and see some of our newer guys kind of get comfortable and have them understand why we do the things we do and why we play with the pace and tempo we do.
Different than other scrimmages you've had then?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's as a coach, to be honest with you, it's nice to see the ball go in the basket. You always wonder, what if we come out and don't make a shot today and it's 12-10 after 20 minutes? But we made some shots and did some good things. I mean, I'm sure you're going to look back and wish you did some better things defensively. But all in all, I was happy with the guys.
Previous tonight was just precautionary, given it's a scrimmage.
Yeah, we're giving him a little time. He hasn't practiced in a few weeks, and we're not going to throw him in. But there's no secret. Like if we were, in the midst of games, that he would be available to play.
Can you detail what it is, or like roughly?
HEPA. Isn't that what they call it? HIPAA? Man, not really. I really can't. And to be honest with you, Bruce, it's stuff that it's beyond me. But I don't think it's anything crazy. I don't know all the technical terms.
When you played in an exhibition game, you still got a couple, 10 days or?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep watching it and making progress. I mean, I talked to our doctor and J Rock today, and they're both very optimistic that we're on the right track.
Tommy, you guys go 9, 10 deep. Does that first team or the second team give that first team what it needs and vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, most days in practice we mix it up. We don't have like a first team, second team type deal. And what's really been nice this year is, we have a lot of walk-ons and they're a pretty quality group, a good quality group of players. I mean, they can get out there and simulate things and execute things and give those first two groups, at least a good look. So, the flexibility we've had in practice with lineups and, different teams has really been helpful, I think.
You have 20 guys. Is that a lot of guys for you?
Well, it's a lot. It's a lot for everybody. But, I couldn't imagine us doing it without any of them. And so it's great having all 20, add to the culture. And, there's a power in numbers. And there really is. And if you have good people around that are positive with good energy, I mean, that's a powerful force. And, it's not always going to mean everybody's going to play or everyone makes an impact on the court, but everyone can make an impact on the culture, and they do. And, and our student managers really do as well. I mean, our managers are next level, and they probably don't get enough credit, but they've been awesome.
The other day, KJ said that he felt this team had the potential to be much better defensively than last year's team. Do you agree with that? Are you ready to go that far?
I'm not going to make any predictions. That. I think this team has a chance to be a really good defensive team. I think some of the pieces make sense, but we also lost some really good defenders. I mean, Big O was very effective in his own way. I mean, could be dominant. Obviously, Keyshawn, was a defensive specialist. Pella was very versatile defensively. And so we're going to have to grow into that. We might be able to do some different things this year than we've done in the past. That allows us maybe to be a little bit more aggressive. But individually, I think we have the pieces. Tactically, I think we're on the right track. Now we got to, like anything, we got to get a little more experience and get better. But I do think we can be a team that hangs our hat on the defensive end of the floor for sure.
That KJ mentioned also in terms of getting better defensively, the versatility that's on the roster now with the guys that you brought in. Can you just talk a little bit about what you were looking for there with the transfer?
Yeah, I mean, the transfer deals, it's a wild, and it happens so fast. You don't really get to go out and script. This is exactly what I'm looking for. You're looking for what we're looking for is really good players that have a lot of winning qualities and that are great people. And we feel like of the 3 transfers we took, we don't feel like we could have done any better. And so we love how it ended up, and I think they're going to all be really, really valuable pieces to this roster. And I think you could probably see a little bit of that tonight.
Delhi going head-to-head in the three-point contest and then the game too. I mean, is that consistent with what you're seeing? Are those the two best shooters, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, overall, they're our two best shooters. We've had some other guys shoot the ball well, too. I mean, obviously, I think KJ and Jaden have both made a lot of progress in that area. Henry's really shot the ball well all fall. Tobe and Trey have really come along there. And Carter has really consistently made threes. Basically every practice he's participated in, he shot the ball well and easy. So I like where we're at. And we're never going to be a team that's going to be dependent on shooting 43s. We would rather shoot 30 free throws and, play in that way. And let's hope we get, 20 to 24 good looks at three from the right shooters. And I think that'll give us the right mix of threes that we're looking for.
Two more questions.
Carter being in the three-point contest and the dunk contest, is that kind of an indication of how
Well,
versatile?
to be honest with you, I think we have some good dunkers, but I don't know if we're like dunk contest dunkers. I think we're more like we have some guys that can dunk in games. And so, I don't know. I'm sitting there thinking, the dunk contest. Do we need to go to a skills competition? Whatever. But, come on, Carter's really talented. So, obviously he can make threes and he can put his head on the rim. Those are great qualities to have for a young player.
This last year at the end, kind of with your guards, with Lewis and Love, and I'm being old, forget the guard. So you use them a lot. Do we see that? We see that a lot.
Using,
The three guards.
yeah, using KJ, Jaden, and Caleb. Yeah, I think those guys are, I've said it many times before. This day and age, when you get, three guards that were in your rotation, a big part of your rotation last year, back for the next year, you feel like you have three seniors, and so they've all grown in the program and they've gotten better as players. So, I really think that trio has a chance to be one of the best backcourts in the country. We could take a few more questions. I got a little time before I got to get on stage with Mixmaster Mike. I got a busy night. I've been, huh?
Like a DJ set that you like?
No, I'm more of an MC. You know what I mean? You put the mic in my hand and let's see what happens. I got a bunch of rhymes written in my back pocket right here. I'm going to pull out tonight. So we'll see how that goes. No video. Yeah, no video allowed, and the legend's going to grow.
Del also a little bit maybe surprised you in terms of what he can do offensively, because it seemed like he was handling the ball very well out there.
No, he's Anthony's a really good player, and he's got a great feel for the game, a great IQ. Obviously, you guys see he can really shoot the ball, and he's more than a shooter. He's a very cerebral player who makes good decisions with the ball, and I think he's going to have a big impact on this team, and we're lucky to have him. And defensively, he does some really good things well. He's one of our best guys at understanding schemes and concepts, and kind of help side type defense. So, listen. Recruiting's crazy. It was a 12-hour recruitment. We talked to him one day. We had to make a decision on him the next morning. And when you have a kid that visited good schools, his sales pitch to me was, Coach, I visited these other schools, but I'd rather come off the bench at Arizona than start at any of those other schools. You listen. And when you get somebody with that type of character, you wrap your arms around him, and you're lucky to have him. So he's going to be a significant impact for us.
It is very obvious that Tobe is a strong player, especially on the block. The benefit of having a guy like him that's difficult to move.
Hey, I love having the biggest, strongest guys on the floor. And Tobe's just he's such a sweetheart of a person, but he's such a warrior of a player. It's a great combination. I think he's really grown in his short time here. And, he came from a program that prides itself in toughness, and he's a tough-natured player. But, we've seen him grow in a lot of other areas. So I think he's a great learner, and I think with continued experience in our program, I really think this is going to turn out to be a special player.
What's your thought on just how Henry's doing? We haven't seen him out there in a while.
Henry's been awesome. You guys, I know maybe he was out of sight, out of mind for some of you last year, but he was making progress the whole time. And so Henry deserves a ton of credit. What Henry's doing has kind of been lost in college basketball today. Struggling, waiting your turn, maybe redshirting, and obviously he redshirted. The injury was the major part of it, but I think that was a gift for him. And now you just see his body, you see his confidence. I mean, you see a 7-foot guy coming off some of those short roll ball screens, hitting floaters like that. I mean, that's really unique stuff. And then he can stroke threes. I was surprised he missed that three. So, yeah, I mean, he's done well and he's been consistently good. So I'm really happy for him. But hey, here's the deal: we got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing. I mean, I told our guys, no matter what happens today in the red-blue game, whether you play great, your team wins, you play bad, your team loses, it's going to probably have no impact on our journey as a team this season or your journey as a player. So, hey, we practice tomorrow. I can't wait. We're going to tape up and we're going to get after it like a normal day. It's not going to be we're celebrating nothing. We got a lot of work to do.
With Krivas sitting out, has that affected the way you practice with guys like Tobey and Henry as far as?
Well, not really. I mean, we still have 4 bigs we can rotate in there, and we got some GAs that can step in and be a body, and we got some guys what we call our green squad that can step in any body. So we've been able to, it's a great thing having a lot of good players. We've been able to kind of move full steam ahead, even though one of our main guys is out. So I like where this team's at, and I'm excited to add him back to the mix shortly.
Was that kind of characteristic of Emmanuel too, flashing some talent, but I think he had, 3 fouls in 7 minutes?
I mean, at least 3,000, that they called. E-Man he's doing great. He's right where he should be. We knew he was going to be raw, but we love his energy, and we love his effort, and we love having him around every day. So, the big test for him is just going to be hanging with it and having a little patience, learning from some of the veterans, learning from the staff, and then, let's work really hard. And, it's in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, 12 months, let's pop our head up and see where we're at. And I think if he has that approach, he's going to make, significant strides. All right, see you guys at Gentle Ben's.
Questions for Carter and Caleb?
So, no, Caleb, or Carter, which do you prefer, the three-point shooting or the dunking when it comes to showing off what's best for you?
I feel like either or, to be honest. I feel that I'm blessed and capable of doing multiple things on the court. So shooting or dunking, I feel like I'm capable of both. So I'm just going to give my best effort, whether it is three-point shooting or dunking, and whatever happens, happens. Tonight it just happened. My dunking just was on top.
It was like a year and a half ago that you committed or something to that effect? So, I mean,
Just about 2 years ago.
to have to wait that long before you can finally do something for this, is this maybe more of a big deal for you than it should be for just like a scrimmage?
This is surreal for me. This has been my 5th red-blue game I've been at. So for me, coming to so many since I was younger, my dad got me tickets for my birthday one year, and I've just been coming back and forth. So for me to finally have the opportunity to compete in a red-blue game is awesome for me.
What was that dunk contest like, by the way? You guys both get perfect dunks
Yeah.
in the finals and then have to come up with something? What were you feeling and going through your mind at that?
I didn't know what to do, to be completely honest with you. I'm grateful that KJ didn't finish his dunk piece. I think if he would have put that down, it probably would have been over.
A little flair for the dramatic, Caleb, hitting the money ball at the end to win.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that that's what you needed?
Nah, I ain't know. I had to make it interesting, though.
They're just coming back in another crowd, another year, all that.
Yeah, shout out to the fans. They came out and supported. We're going to need that all year. And so just playing in front of them for, this time off was great. And, just to see how many, came out for, just this red-blue game, just a scrimmage, it just shows how much, Tucson cares about Arizona basketball and, how much we care about them to put on a show for them and compete at a high level.
You three guards have, Lewis, you, and
JB. Yeah, we have great chemistry. We got a year under our belt. We've been, working out together and competing against each other all summer. So we've been having a lot of conversations on, how, we need to kind of not carry this team, but, take the lead. And, they got experience under their belt as well. And so I think we just come to not only lead this team, but, be the best backcourt in the country.
You and Telly went at it in the three-point contest and then in the game, too. Is that, you been doing that in practice, too? Or?
Yeah, I mean, me and Deli usually work out together pretty much almost every day. And so it's no surprise that he was, making as many shots as he was. And it came down to us two in the three-point contest. But, yeah, it's no surprise. I see the work that he puts in, and he sees the work that I put in. And so we just, kind of feeding off each other. And then, it was good to see show out on the court.
Carter, who have you been going up against the most in practice?
I mean, all these guys, whether it's Caleb, I'm guarding Caleb, Trey, KJ, JB. I think it's a thing for me. I'm just learning. I'm soaking in as much as I can. When you have an All-American on your team, I mean, he's been here. This is going into his 5th year. But the biggest thing for me is he's seen everything. Whether it's he's hated walking into arena, he's loved walking to arena. He's had amazing games, he's had terrible games, but you see just consistently, he's just always, his demeanor is always solid. He always stays the same. So just being able to learn from them is a big thing. Just from the other guys, they have more years under their belt than I do. So just constantly learning from them and constantly taking away and picking parts away from the game, whether it's like I'm getting killed in practice one day or if I got the best of them in practice. It's just constantly taking those small things and adding it to my game to make me better.
Carter, you like Brian was saying, you showed a lot of versatility just tonight alone. Obviously, it looks like you can play a lot of different roles for this team. Or where have you been playing in practice, and kind of what do you think might happen, or could that change as the season goes on, or where do you think you fit in?
I believe I just fit in wherever coach feels that I'm needed, whatever my role needs to be going into the game, whether he needs me to make shots tonight, whether he needs me to constantly crash offensive glass, whether he needs me to be a playmaker, guard the best player on the floor. I feel like I'm capable of doing all those things, and I feel like my teammates do a great job of preparing me for that. I mean, like I said again, when you have All-American caliber guys on your team and you're constantly going head-to-head with them every day, it's constantly learning and figuring out ways to get better. So I feel like wherever this Coach Lloyd and the staff feels that I'm needed, whether it's game to game or week to week, I'm just going to do just that.
What do you think has been the biggest adjustment so far? Even I know it's just practice in the scrimmage, but what do you think has been the biggest thing that you kind of had to learn quickly?
The pace of the game. making quick reads, making quick decisions. There's been a lot of times where things haven't gone perfect, just like every other human. You're not going to pick up something right away, but just constantly staying with it, listening to the coaching staff, watching film, and like I said, learning from my teammates. It's just helped me adjust quicker to the process.
Caleb, when we talked to Tommy last week, he said he challenged you to maybe try some new things or expand your game at all, rather than just say, hey, let's do this a little bit better. Can you give some examples of what maybe you are testing out?
Just playing off the catch more. A lot of, as you've seen tonight, a lot of catch and shoots, and less, off the dribble. I'm trying to, just kind of make the game easier for not only myself but for my teammates. And then, just constantly building those habits of, playing off 2 feet, going in when I'm going into the lane instead of, maybe going off one and jumping, challenging guys, just staying poised throughout the whole game, and then also challenging me defensively to be not only, versatile and switching and things like that, but being a vocal leader and just knowing where, not only where I'm supposed to be at, but, coaching the other guys as well.
Was that part of your thought process, Caleb, as far as coming back? Because it'd be easy to think, okay, you won the Pac-12 Player of the Year, why do I need to come back to college basketball?
No, for sure. I feel like it's always room for growth in anybody's game. And, for me, this summer was definitely crucial for me and kind of changing my game to more of a catch-and-shoot guy and, using shot fakes. I watched a lot of, Steph Curry film on, shot fakes, playing off the catch, moving without the ball, and then just playing off my teammates, letting them create for me and less of me creating for myself.
Was there anything in that pre-draft process or the G League camp that you played in that also kind of led you to think I need to do this or that? Or whatever?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they gave me the feedback that I think that was needed, and I take heed to that. And so, just like I said, going into the summer was me focusing on those things, and me and Coach Lloyd kind of having constant conversations about me changing my game, and not only for me but for the betterment of this team.
All right, all set, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.